What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to take an extended look at the Age of Ultron Vision. By the way, I do want to apologize for the break. It was a very long holiday weekend, but I'm back, and there's going to be at least 5 videos this week. In this one though, since we teamed up Vision with Thor in his first video, we're going to be using the other Avengers Age of Ultron costumes. Save Iron Man, we'll set up that team in a later video. We'll start with probably our favorite, Black Widow. So now all Vision's single target attacks are stealthy, including his big hitting solar jewel. And we'll go right after Molly Hayes. It would be best to knock her out before she even gets close to her temper tantrum. And that almost does it. Then after she uses her raspberry, we could go for a different target, but just to play it safe, we're going to use the Relentless Rapier on her. That will easily finish her off. So with the biggest threat gone and this incredibly hard-hitting Avengers team, we should easily be able to win this match. With our Black Widow, we do get a counterattack on the agent, and then on her turn, since we're using the Infiltrator, we're going to target that Tactician Hulk. He's also up next, so he is our biggest threat right now. And the Relentless Rapier comes through, finishing him off as well. I hope you managed to pick that weapon up because, like I said, it is a game changer. It will really help you out in PvP. I happen to use it in PvE as well, and I love it there. So it's great all around. Alright, and by the way, Vision's blaster does turn into an Infiltrator, and we'll show his Infiltrator costume next. But following his hit, the Rapier once again takes down an enemy. So that first match was pretty short, which is typical in the early stages of a tournament. But next up, we're going to be facing Skirn and Iron Fist. This time we're using the Age of Ultron Hulk, and there is something pretty cool about him, but we'll get to that in just a second. First, after using melee interface, the Infiltrator Vision does become a bruiser. Many of you wanted me to point that out. So yes, that's pretty awesome. In fact, we're going to attack the Scrapper Skirn right now. That will gain us Enraged. An Enraged Vision is a very scary thing, especially if you can also get combat reflexes. Oh, and you're seeing another huge benefit of using Vision. We actually caused Immobilize the Skirn and Shaken, so she couldn't use melee or ranged attacks, and had to skip both of her turns. That was a huge beginning to this fight. Vision really came through. But what I wanted to say about Hulk is, when you're using the Relentless Rapier and the Age of Ultron Hulk, remember you could use his level 1 multiple times. And each time you could proc a Relentless Rapier follow-up. It gets even more deadly if you're using Black Widow, and all of your single target attacks are stealthy as well. So that's something you may want to keep in mind for Hulk or any character that has multiple attacks. The more attacks, the better. That Rapier joins in all the time, and your enemies will drop like flies. Now after the enemy Iron Fist uses 5 Fingers of Death, we're going to use the Relentless Rapier on him. With Vision, we're probably going to try to take out Skirn. Currently, we're a bruiser, and she is a scrapper, so we could gain another stack of Enraged. We could even try the Intangible Fist once again, but what I think we're going to do is switch back to our Range Specialist mode, and then use our Solar Jewel to try to one-shot her. By the way, Reduced Potential is what can lock out all those different types of abilities, and that's on Vision's Intangible Fist. But hey, with 1 stack of Enraged, I think it's time we take her down. This is one of the hardest hitting abilities right now. It requires very little setup. Our Solar Jewel is going to do a massive non-crit. 34,000 damage, and it wasn't even a crit. That's really impressive. But it looks like it's going to be another short match, which is pretty nice, but I don't know how good it is for video purposes. For this next one, I did my best to find a very worthy opponent. Emphasis on the worthy. But they do have a lot of health, and I think it's going to be a good match. This time we're using Age of Ultron Captain America, and his leading EISO gives him the first Avenger. This will cause him to try to go first in combat. That will enable us to use Shield Guard right off the bat, and now we have a Protector. After that, we're going to go after Null because even with this change, I still don't want to be hit with Meteor Swarm. So we'll use our leading strike, and it does get a Relentless Rapier follow-up, but unfortunately it misses. Then the enemy agent's going to use the Warm Zephyr to heal him right away. And following that, he'll use the Blackest Void. So not a great turn of events, but it could have been worse. With our agent, we'll use our quick action Vigilante Mask, and then the Blackest Void right back. This will at least remove Mystic Shroud, which can be a huge pain. On Null's turn, he's going to use You're Not Worthy, of course. And then luckily he didn't go for his World Breaker just yet. Vision took the hit, but he's going to go ahead and use his melee interface to gain phased. Oh, and apparently they had knocking or something that caused us to be stunned. Well, that was pretty bad luck. But once again, with Cap, we're going to go ahead and try to attack Null, but this time with his level 1. The Shield Bash may do minimal damage, but we're hoping that the Relentless Rapier doesn't. The crazy thing though is these guys must have incredible defense. They are taking our hits like a champ, and I have to say this PvP is really odd. You either get these long, drawn out matches that take forever, or you get a really short, easy one. I don't know though, maybe it's just me. If you're noticing the same thing, let me know in the comment section below. Are your matches either blowouts, or are they long, grueling matches? Or is it somewhere in between? I'd love to know, and just to see if it's something everyone's experiencing, or just my weird luck. Alright, well after using the Light Fantastic, we now have Mirror Reality, so it's kind of a cushion. And now Null's going to use World Breaker. So with Vision, it's actually going to be in our best interest to go ahead and use a Solar Jewel and take him out. Then our team should no longer suffer from that terrible debuff. This really shouldn't be a problem for a level 9, seeing how he only has 8,000 HP. But they can take a hit, so who knows. Our attack though is going to do over 15k, and that's the end. So with Meteor Swarm dropped off, we should have a much easier time winning. Cap once again is our protector, and we're going to use a Shield Bash on the enemy agent. This prompts a follow-up from the Rapier, and that is very welcome. The enemy agent Herobrine on his turn is going to use Improbability Field, and we're considering doing the same thing back to him. In fact, let's go ahead and use the Vigilante Mask and then Improbability Field. Let's see how he likes it. After this, Vision's going to be up next, but we can't use Solar Jewel just yet. So I think we're going to switch back to melee interface. Or we may use our level 1. It could provide a decent hit, and it also causes burning. That's something of course Kurth is immune to, like everything else. And unfortunately this hit doesn't do much damage, but we do get a Rapier follow-up. After that, the enemy Kurth is going to attack Cap, thanks to Shield Guard making him protect. And he's going to do a Shield Bash counter. This actually hurts us quite a bit in terms of bleeding, and it's not like we're doing any damage to her. Like I said, these guys are really hard to hurt. We get another little hit on the agent, and even the Rapier isn't doing that much. I was hoping if we got that proc and with the dots we could finish him off, but unfortunately that isn't the case. So he will get to use the Mystic on Vision, but he causes a counter from our Infiltrator and we hit him with Optic Beams. Finally we get them down to one team member remaining, and so with our agent we can use Momentary Advantage followed by the Vigilante Mask, either the Atom Smasher or Blackest Void, but I think we need to remove those buffs, so we'll use the Blackest Void and then the Relentless Rapier, or RR for short, although Rocket Raccoon I guess is RR, so I don't know what to call it. It slightly hurts her, but of course she's not even close to knocked out, so I guess with Vision we're going to go ahead and use our melee interface, and we'll try to lock out some of her abilities. That will come courtesy of Intangible Fist, and also Vision should be kind of safe and phased. The hit does nearly 5k and we get a follow-up, so there's another 4600 damage. For Kurth's turn, she's going to attack Cap, and that will probably take him out. Her rune explosions still do so much damage, but they apparently thought they should nerf Null some more instead of stopping Kurth, whose rune explosions alone can one-shot you. Makes perfect sense. But you know what? This should be a satisfying finish. We're going to hit her with the rapier, then we're going to really drop her with a solar jewel. In the future, we're going to have to make sure this attack crits, because right now, a non-crit gets nice damage, but it would be so much more if we critically hit. We'll do something about that next time. But that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.